We gave Jacob the chance to do the broadcasting. He could.
Hey, Christoph. All right, Jake. Did he let you in?
Yeah.
Right.
Welcome everyone to the DUS V8 Super 2 series, broadcasting live from Phillip Island. My name's Chris, and I'm being joined by Justin, and we've got a couple of guest commentators as well tonight, Alex and Jacob.
Hey Chris, how you doing tonight?
Tonight's Phillip Island track opened in 1956, underwent renovation, and reopened in 1988 to its current format. Commonly known for its MotoGP events, Phillip Island, its fast-flowing circuit, 12 turns, 4.5 kilometres, and we're seeing drivers tonight do mid to low 1 minute 27s. The lap record around this track in real life is about a 1 minute 24, and that was set by, I think, Simon Wills in Formula Holden. So the Super 2 series has returned to DUS after a year off, and we're lucky enough tonight as well to have the previous champion join us, Damon Carter. He'll be sporting the number 1. Now, with regards to the V8 Super 2 series, we're using the 2018 FVR mod from which is available free download off Steam. It's the 2018 version. It features 3 manufacturers, which is the Nissan E33, the ZB Commodore, and the Ford Falcon FGX. These cars are a 5-litre V8 naturally aspirated engines, producing approximately 650 horsepower. Top speed of about 300 k's on Bathurst. I think the fastest you'll see these cars travel at Phillip Island is about 280 kilometres an hour down the main straight, down Gardiner Street. There's a 112-litre fuel tank, and one of the features of this Super 2 series is we're using fixed setup with certain options available to our competitors, which includes they can adjust their fuel, their tyres, brake bias, brake pressure. We've got a couple of other things that can be adjusted as well, like the onboard anti-roll bars. So you can soften or harden up the front, soften or harden up the rear. And we've got a couple of different tyre compounds that can be chosen as well, which is soft and super soft. I suspect tonight most drivers will be choosing the super soft option, as we've got a 3 20-minute race format with the second race a full reverse grid, and the third race is a progressive grid, which is basically based on the results of the second race. Now, qualifying is currently underway. Let's see if we can get a better look as to where things are at. We're going to be joined in the commentary box by our friends. Welcome, Justin. I hope you can hear me okay.
Hey Chris, I can hear you. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, buddy. Good. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you, Chris. How's it going?
Good, mate. Good, thanks. And I don't know if Jacob is there, but his microphone's muted at the
I am
moment.
there. I've just got bad noise stuff, so I'm just going to mute when I'm not talking. But hey,
Okay.
how's it going?
Good, good. Welcome, everyone. This is quite an exciting series that we've kick-started again after a year off, and we're looking forward to seeing the racing tonight.
Yeah, definitely on this tactical circuit to bring up the start of the Super 2 Series 2 with. It's gonna be an interesting race, and especially with the reverse grid.
Well, let's see if we can ride on board with someone. I'll get rid of the intro screen, and we'll see if we can get some of the broadcast data up on the for our viewers on the live stream. And let's hop on board. We're currently riding with Sean Stafford. Let's go on board. Get an onboard perspective of this circuit. I'm just trying to work out where we are. Okay, so we're coming over the back through Hayshed here, which is a 5th gear, 235 kilometres over the top of Lukey Heights, turn 9, 160, 4th gear. You try not to push too hard around here, you will burn the right front. Into MG, which is a 2nd gear, 85 km/h corner. Here's turn 11. Shift into 3rd early, 125 km/h, so you get good traction out. Then he's gone into the pits.
Got a bit lost.
Never mind. Well, let's see if we can choose someone else.
Looks like we've got our reigning champion on stock at the moment.
All right, let's switch across to Damon. And he's just coming out of Honda.
Two seconds off the pace. God, he's gonna have to find some pace there. Otherwise, he's gonna be just chilling around at the back.
Apparently not, isn't he?
Yep. He was talking all big on the off season about how he's gonna be fighting for this championship, and at the moment, it doesn't look like it.
I think he changed teams since his last Super 2 outing.
Yep, he's gone from Blacklist Motorsport to Team 23.
I think it's gone all downhill since then. Hey, Alex.
No comment.
So
For
we
our
go-
viewers, Alex is actually the owner and operator of Blacklist Motorsports.
Yeah, he's decided to go on his own and trying to go start his own team up, and I wish him all the best of luck when that happens. Fortunately, didn't go well last year, and went back down to Super 2s this year to fight for the reigning championship.
Yeah, I know that you can't say it, but I can since I wasn't part of either of those teams. But since Damo left your team, looks like he's got some ladders to climb. Back over to you, Chris.
No, you're right. You're fine. Okay, so as we can see, Damon is on track in his Ford. He's just coming into Hayshed now, and as I was saying before, Hayshed's a 5th gear, 235 k's, and up over Lukey Heights. Now this is an off-camber corner, so it does put a lot of pressure on that right front, and then you're heavy braking into MG. And now around turn 11, 125 km/h, 3rd gear. And onto turn 12, you try and set yourself up really close to that inside corner. You're trying to do about 205 kilometres, 5th gear out of there. Now we're down Gardiner Straight, so we're getting up to about 280 kilometres an hour before we tap the brakes. Drop it a gear, maybe use the engine to slow yourself down a little bit. Down to about 220 kilometres an hour into Southern Loop. So it's quite an exciting track. Southern Loop is off Canberra again, so you can get quite wiggly on the way out of there.
Quite a lot of fighting the car around this lap.
Oh, absolutely, and you can see he's driving on the ragged edge right now. And setup of the car is actually quite important, even though the setups are fixed in this series. There are some things that you can play with, and that includes your roll bars. As an example, this sort of circuit, you don't want your roll bar to be, the rear roll bar to be too soft or disconnected. You want to have a little bit of stiffness in the rear. By the same token, your front roll bar, you want to have it soft enough so it grips into those corners. It is a tricky circuit, but then you've got to balance it out with your tyre wear as well, which will be interesting over 20-minute races.
So interestingly, Peter Spearing has jumped up into third, which has pushed Rod Browning down into fifth. So a bit of movement happening. What have we got? Just over 5 minutes left to go. Hopefully we'll see everyone out there trying to get that quick lap and take that first position.
And let's have a look there. Jamin in car number 14 is actually, what has he done? A 1 minute 26.289. That is phenomenally quick around here. That's a ripper of a lap. So the track must be rubbering up a lot as well, allowing those faster lap times to be produced.
Him and Hayden are not much between them. There's only what 9/1000th of a second.
Are you asking us or telling us there?
I'm not
Jacob?
entirely sure. I can't remember what
Let's go back to back to maths, don't you?
no.
We're just doing the commentator thing and leaving your hat to hang out to dry, buddy. No, it's all good.
Yeah.
See you're coming from this. No, it looks like the top five are covered by about 1.7 of a second, which isn't too bad for a circuit this size and the field is small. So we got some good racing this evening.
With 4 minutes left on the clock, I think everyone will be preparing their final run. So let's see, who's out on track at the moment? Well, we've only got 2 cars in the pits, in fact, and one is Damon Carter and the other one is Randa, who's one of our friends from Indonesia. We've got a couple of Indonesian friends in the field tonight, Randa and Riandi. I'm just having a look at some of the other names that you might see in this field are regular drivers at the Down Under series. But a 1 minute 26, looking at that lap time, that's an absolute ripper. Considering the real life track record around this circuit is a 1 minute 24. You know, in a Formula
just
Holden.
Popped up into fourth there, Chris. So he's taken back over the fifth spot from Sean.
Yeah, just looking at the telemetry as well. I see Hayden's on for a ripper lap at the moment. For a purple sector in sector 1.
Yeah, maybe we can flick over to Hayden. How about an on? Can you flick it over to an onboard?
Yeah, let's go to onboard with Hayden. Whoop, just a bit of lag there. So here he is. He's exiting turn 11. Trying to get the power down. I think he's about to do a fast lap.
Yeah, just looked over and it looks like he's up by 0.300 of a second coming up to the last control line now.
Yep, he did have one purple sector in there. Yeah, let's see. And he's gone to pole position. Yeah, a 1:26.235.
0.006 faster than Jamin. That is a ripper lap right there.
Letting the back hang out there a bit. You can tell that Jamin's got a good handle on this at the moment. Is it as fast as as Hayden's lap? We're not sure, but let's see what happens when he crosses the line. No, I think he's now entering his quick lap. I think that was his slow lap. So into turn 1, doing corner, 220k an hour, 5th gear, and now into southern loop. Long radius, off camber, holding on to it. Turn 3, Stoner corner. It's flat out, 6th, 240k an hour, and then onto the brakes into Honda, hairpin. Which is it is the slowest corner on the track, I'm pretty sure. About 80 kilometers an hour, first gear.
And unfortunately, he's down by a second, so he's got to hurry up into this lap and see if we can go for that challenge I'm headed for pole.
So I just received some news that apparently Damon's done, so if we want to pull him in for an interview, we can.
we'll definitely have a chat with him during the warm-up, no question. I think we're very keen to see if Jamin crosses the line before the checkered flag falls. He might get one more lap in and he might get an extra chance to try and take pole. Let's see how he goes.
He will get an extra lap, but
Nope, he's aborted. That
Pulling over to the side and gonna exit out.
as unfortunately he had another lap with those tyres. He could have gone for it.
and that's the checkers. I think Sean Stafford might still be on his final lap. He's coming into, that looks like a Honda hairpin. And now into turn 6 Siberia. A great place to watch motorsport from, as you can watch the cars exit out, down past Hayshed, and over the top of Lukey Heights. Here we go, just over the crest. Hard onto the brakes into MG. Again, second gear, 85k an hour, get the power down. And
He set 2 personal best sectors, so we could see him move up a bit here.
here we go. Around onto Gardner Straight. Over the finishing line. And he has moved into 4th position. Congratulations, well done, Sean. So here we have the qualifying results. We've got Hayden on pole with a 1:26.235. That is an absolute belter of a lap. Jamin Brazil, 1:26.289. Then Peter Spearing. In third, 1:26.669. Rod Browning. Sorry. I'm just looking at it. It looks like the session's kicked over and it's just messed with the graphics a little bit. So apologies there for everyone watching. What we might do is just take a quick break and join everyone again in one moment.
Yeah, sorry, Chris. I'm back.
No, you're right.
I was talking to the boys. Yeah, a couple of them ended up dropping out and coming back in, having a bit of a problem there when they left quali, which we found was a GMT error that they just had to close down, which
Okay.
sometimes happens with our factor, but everyone is back on board, and they yeah, having their warm up, but ready to have a chat with you when you're ready.
Well, let's just have a quick chat about the Super2 championship that we're running here. It has had a year off, come back due to popular demand, and what we've got here is round 1. It is an 8-round series, and the first round here is the Super2 Island Sprint at Phillip Island. As you can see from the structure of the series, it is 1 race a month. It's held on Tuesday nights. And the next round is at Oran Park on the 26th of April. And then we're off to Morgan Park after that on the 31st of May. Wakefield Park is for round 4 before we head to a classic Canberra Street circuit on the 26th of July. Now, anyone who hasn't seen the Canberra Street circuit, it was used for about 2 or 3 years back in 2000 with the V8 Supercar series.
Year before and year as I was born
on.
Just to make you all sound old. Feel old.
Absolutely. Round 6 is New Zealand, the New Zealand Super Sprint, which the name escapes me of the actual circuit.
Hampton Downs.
Hampton Downs, that's the one. Before round 7, we hit Bathurst for a twin 40-minute race. And then round 8 is at the Adelaide Street Circuit, which we thought was no longer around, but it's come back apparently. So we're looking
Decided it
forward
was
to
going to
that.
make a epic comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's where we're at now. If we've got some drivers there that would like to have a chat to us, let's have a chat.
While waiting for the drivers to come in, what round are you guys looking forward in the Super 2 series the most?
Oran Park, because it means I'm actually racing.
Why are you racing tonight?
I don't have my rig with me, so I had to forfeit the first round.
That's unfortunate. It happens.
Yeah, I haven't been able to race since the start of December.
Hey guys, we have Hayden with us now.
Congratulations on pole, Hayden.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thanks. Yeah, just managed to jag a pretty quick lap on the first run, and I thought, no one's going to beat that. But sure enough, J-Man came up and managed to beat it, and had to try and keep circulating, and managed to get over it again just towards the end there.
That was a 1 minute 26.235, Hayden. Congratulations on that lap. Absolute belter. Haven't seen anything like that done around here before. And just to let you know, that's only like the lap record around this circuit is a 1:24 in a Formula Holden in an open wheel racing car. So that just gives you an indication of how quick you are actually going.
Yeah, wow. These super softs.
Well,
cheers, Chris. These super softs are quick.
and how do you think you're going to go with those super softs in race trim? Do you think they're going to last the 20-minute race?
I'm going to give it a go, but it's going to need a gentle drive, I think. So I don't know how fast I'm going to be to try and manage that. It'll be interesting to see what everyone's plan is.
Especially over Lukey Heights, where you've got that right front tyre will be screaming at you on that off-camber corner.
Yeah, definitely right front, because there's, well, the last turn as well, which it really struggles with sometimes if you can't get the back to sort of be loose enough around that last corner. So yeah, it should be interesting.
Well, congratulations once again, and we look forward to seeing how you go in the race.
Thanks very much.
And Jamin's with us as well, Chris.
It was very close near the end there.
Yeah, it was. You were, 0.054 of a second apart, you and Hayday, and he pipped you right at the end.
Yeah, before you have had it in the bag until we saw Jaden put a purple sector in sector 1.
Yeah, definitely getting pretty loose towards the end there. And I went, oh, that'll do in terms of time. And then, yeah, Hayden got it near the end. It was awesome. Very close.
Well done for second place, though. You're starting on the front row of the grid, so that's definitely going to help you.
Do you have a strategy on how you're going to get into that first corner?
Oh, I've got to take it easy. Try not to burn these tyres up too quick.
So your plan is to try and stick out the super softs into the race?
Thinking about it still. I'm still tossing it up in my mind. I think I can do it, but I'll have to look after them. I won't be able to go full pace.
Well, congratulations once again on getting second. Almost got pole. I reckon I didn't realise that Hayden was going to beat you there, but still a fantastic lap. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing your race.
All good. See you lads. Should be fun.
Thanks, mate.
And David.
Yeah, with us now, Damo is here.
Yeah,
Damon Carter, the champion from last year. Or the year before, I mean.
Defending champion. Back of the grid, how do you feel?
Oh, don't get me started. Absolute shocker. But couple positives, starting from the front row for the reverse grid, and then hopefully starting towards the front for the progressive grid. So kind of compromised the first race, all part of the strategy. But yeah, just go do what I can do, and yeah.
Nice to hear that you've got a strategy this time around, Damo.
Oh yeah, it's not
That's
just pin it out and bash everybody off track like I did with you, Justin.
Those were the days. The how did you find though the Super 2 series? We both started at the same time, and being that training ground for the main league.
Well, 2019 was my first like competitive league that I'd raced in, and jumping straight into like R Factor was obviously a big ask. And the first like 3 or 4 rounds of the main series, I struggled a fair bit. And after doing Super 2 and learning the cars, and learning how to set up cars without getting in the way of the fast guys in the main game, it made it a lot easier to transfer stuff over. And yeah, going to a lot of different tracks as well, because we did like European tracks as well back then. It helped with that kind of stuff, a lot of different styles of circuits compared to what we have in Australia. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that feedback. As like all the listeners to know, this is a perfect training ground, a perfect opportunity to get in there and be racing with people, but not necessarily be worried about getting in the way of the main league drivers who are vying for the competition. A little bit more relaxed, but at the same time providing you with the same type of stimulation that you'd get in the main league.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you got a couple of the fast guys in the main league in here as well. You got like Rod, got J-Man, Hayden. Those guys have been quick the last couple of years, so yeah.
Me when I show up.
Yeah, you when you show up eventually.
How you find with different tires from back in 2019 to super softs?
The super softs that we have here, they're not bad, but you can tell the difference between the current ones that we've got in the main series compared to these ones. These ones feel a bit harder, and they wear faster as well. So it's going to be a bit of a stretch if we can get the super softs to last the full race distance. I had the feeling we might find some people using softs in race 2 and 3, because I've done a bunch of race runs. That's been majority of my practice, and it's been a bit of a struggle. So yeah.
So we can take that as you're going to be on softs. While the
I'm
others are on
doing
softs?
I'm doing super softs for the first race. I'm going to try to stretch it. Because the pace deficit, pace deficit between softs and super softs is quite a big gap. It's about a second-ish. Well, at least for me, but I mean, I'm slow anyway, so don't take that too literally. But yeah, the fast guys might be able to get it a bit closer, but yeah, I found it was quite rough. So yeah, but I'm pretty sure the fast guys will go super softs anyway, so they'll figure out a way to stretch it.
Thanks for that feedback there, Damo. We've got a minute and a half to end of warm-up, so you better get back in the car and get yourself ready.
Gotta get the traction control ready.
Yeah.
Thanks, Damon, and do the number 1 proud, buddy.
Thank you, that's the plan.
All right, so here we are with 1 minute left remaining in warm-up session. And what will basically happen is, as soon as the warm-up session is over, drivers will have 1 minute after that to grid up, and we'll get underway. There's no formation lap, there's no rolling start. It will be straight into a race start, so we'll keep an eye out for all of that. I don't know if anyone's got any last words before this warm-up session kicks over and we go into our race.
That's about Damon and his strategy. I reckon he's actually going to be starting on softs by the sounds of it. He's not too keen about trying to make the tires super softs make the grade for over the 20-minute laps.
Yeah,
So
I
do you
think
think he lied to us there, do you, Alex? Do you reckon he's going to go softs, not the super softs?
I reckon he's playing a little bit of mind games.
Yeah, the bit of mind games going on there. You can tell in his voice he's not confident in the slightest in those super softs. So I reckon he's definitely going to be going softs.
And I think you'll also find that some drivers will push maybe a bit harder than usual in this first race, get the feel for how the cars react, how they drive, how long they go with their tyres, and you'll see them improve throughout the night.
Yeah, possibly take the risk of doing a pit stop for do a set in the first race and just do it as a learning curve before race 2 and 3.
So here we are, we're at the end of the warm-up session, we're about to click over to race.
I definitely think we'll be seeing evolving strategies as the night goes on.
Absolutely, and I think the drivers who are able to play with their roll bars will be the ones who get the most out of these tyres. So they'll be able to respond to the weight of the vehicle as it changes with the lessening fuel load. It will be interesting to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've got a bit of a quiet time at the moment. Again, there's 3 manufacturers in this series. We've got the Nissan E33, or the Nissan Altima, the ZB Commodore Holden, and the Ford Falcon FGX. So we're seeing a mixed bag out there tonight. I think Hayden on pole is in one of the Ultimas. I think I saw Rod Browning in an Ultima as well. And there's the call. Drivers are being called to the grid. This is where they get their chance. They've got 60 seconds to grid up. They do their final checks to make sure that they've got the right fuel levels to get them through to the end of the race. Make sure they've got the right tyres selected. Have they got their brake bias set correctly? Brake pressures? And then they jump on the grid.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'll learn very quickly is to double check everything before going to the grid, and we're about to head off.
Yep, here we go.
And we're underway.
It's lights out and away we go.
Hayden leads the pack into turn 1, doing corner.
Damien, our number 1 driver, already going through the field and can get into 6.
Oh, as Jamin goes off.
A little bit of carnage in the back end with a
A little
few
bit
drivers.
as Damon's made massive moves right up into 4th, right behind Jamin. What a start he's had.
Oh, it's 3 wide into Stoner corner. Now we're heading into Honda.
Rob, go for a move.
Rod clobbered the curb there, it looked.
Yeah, he hit the brakes because Randa was about to go across in front of him. He didn't want to spin him, and then he got rear-ended by Sean Stafford.
And look from the rear of the field, Mr. Carter in 4th position.
Yeah, he's made a ripper start in lap 1, and all this fighting has let Hayden move away and heading away from the field as it is.
Got a 2-second lead. Or near about 2-second lead before the end of the first lap.
Here goes Hayden over the finishing line.
And to confirm, Dave and Carter is on super softs.
That would have been aiding his that first lap big jump.
So the news is that Hayden had a false start and will have to serve a drive-through penalty.
Oh,
that is what the DT is showing up next to him.
That is unlucky.
So yeah, if we go to Hayden, you'll see there's a DT next to his name. That means drive-through penalty. So let's see how he handles this. His gap is 2.5 seconds to Peter behind him.
This might give Jamin a bit of a chance to get the lead of the race again and maybe even potentially win.
Yeah, we've got Peter Spearing in second. Peter's one of the new guys to Down Under, but he did think
Hayden's
he
into the
raced
pits.
on the weekend?
Yeah, I was going to comment. Like, this isn't a small pit lane either. This is quite long, so this will hurt him.
Yes.
And there's Peter Spearing into the lead. And Jamin hot on his tail.
Yeah, Jamin's brought the gap down from
Jamin's got the quickest lap at the
2.4 down
moment.
to 0.6.
He's
Awesome
claimed the
lap.
quickest lap on the second lap of the race.
And there's quite a gaggle of cars behind Damo at the moment, so let's see how they're going. There goes Rod. Rod's making a move now, is he? Let's see if Rod can take Randa into Honda. Here we go. Heavy on the brakes. Oh, nope.
Now got too far out into the marbles. Oh, but he goes, makes
Randa's
gets
gone
the move
wide. I think
anyway.
Damon Carter has gone off. Where has he gone?
He's
Oh,
dropped down to 8. Yep, he has.
He
He
did
went off
say
at
he was
Honda.
going to do that, didn't he?
His strategy was to play the 10th and start on pole in next race.
Yeah, maybe he needs to play with his brake bias for that corner.
Yeah, he'll learn how to handle the next couple of laps pretty well. Learn from his mistakes.
So here's Rod in 4th position. On the tail of Sean Stafford.
Chris, can you provide us some of the background on Rod? I believe he's got a bit of a driving history.
Well, he does. He's
I think we've got a battle for the lead here too, boys.
Oh,
So that will come back to Rod a bit. Yeah, Jamin's definitely jumping in on Peter.
here we go for the
Overtake.
For the
yeah,
lead.
for the overtake into Stoner Corner. Will they leave each other enough room? It is flat out through here, 6th gear.
Peter will have the inside line, so he can
Into Honda, yep. Now, hopefully they don't outbrake themselves. Here we go.
Yeah,
Look
locked up a little bit
up.
there.
by Peter. Yep, and it's still going out of Honda into the next corner.
Yep. Oh,
Oh,
into
two wheels
Siberia.
onto the dirt.
Here we go.
If Jamin can get a good enough exit out of the last corner, he may be able to make a move down the front straight.
I always was thinking about Hayshed. We get a cool, good out here, you can dive down the inside, but I don't think it's close enough for that.
Well, look,
Yeah,
a lot of
Peter,
this will
we
come down
try
to traction into turn 12. If you can get the power down properly. Here we go. That's turn 11. Now we're going into turn 12.
And
Fifth
we'll
gear,
have
205k an hour. See
we'll
if you
have
can hold.
sorry, I was going to say he'll have the advantage of the slipstream coming into turn 1.
Here we go.
He's definitely got that overspeed on him. Will he dive to the inside? No.
Little lock up by Peter.
Yeah, a bit of smoke signals from Peter. Maybe he's doing a bit of damage to his tyres around those corners.
Maybe he got a flat spot from locking up earlier.
Oh, something I don't think we saw, gentlemen. McLean Linnet is DNF. He's pulled out of it, so wonder what happened there.
Sean Stafford coming into Honda hairpin. With Rod hot on his tail.
Yeah, the Amigo livery. It is
Well-
simple but effective, as Rod just gave him a bit of a nudge.
And for those that don't know, Rod used to be a precision driver for Holden. If you went to a lot of country shows where the Holden precision driving team were performing at, Rod would have been one of the drivers there during the 90s. And Rod also has a huge career in rally driving in real life, so he's a tremendous amount of motorsport experience and just overall one of the nice guys in the field. It's an absolute pleasure to have him on board.
Got plenty of experience to show off in the Super 2s and also help the newer guys through and experience with. I'm pretty sure all of us have had pretty good battles with Rob over the couple of years he's been with us.
I definitely have. I can remember a few good battles I've had with him.
Absolutely, one of the fairest drivers you'll race against on track. He will always leave you enough space, but never more than what you need.
And like I said, not afraid to give you a little bit more go, to give you a hurry up.
Peter Spearing is off.
Jamin into the lead.
Jamin into the lead, yep.
So maybe the tyres have finally said enough for Peter.
He's definitely looking like he's struggling with a bit of understeer there.
The gap's growing now, 3 seconds from Jamin to Peter. Sean is slowly catching Peter.
And this is from Sean Stafford on board.
Interesting to see Haydo down in 7th. I wonder whether he'll be able to creep back for this nearly halfway through this race.
Yeah, I was just looking at that myself. He definitely came caught back from that drive-through penalty that left him back on first to 10th. So good effort by him to get a recovery.
Yeah, and if not though, it'll set him up for the next race as Peter locks up again.
Another battle that is pretty close at the moment is between Honda and Ray Andy. Coming into Honda.
Actually, wonder what happened there, because wasn't Rob not too far away from Riandy in the catch-all car?
Yeah, look, I think there might have even been a coming together at some point, because Rod is now down in 6th place.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't catch that, but yeah, must be a little bit of contact or a little bit of sideways action from Rob with precision driving. And behind Rob we got Hayden doing a couple of purple sectors at the moment. Going his way back through the field.
Hayden is definitely pushing with all his might to try and make up as many positions as he can.
Unfortunately, he's 25 seconds down with about 3 seconds from Brad, who's actually gone off. He's about to overtake Brad.
Oh, someone's just gone off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
Andy.
gone off as well.
Yep.
Or maybe these super soft tyres are not holding up.
We might see a pit stop in this race, depending
Well,
on how these super softs are going.
Yeah, well, Brad just said the pits is coming out now. Looks like he just put onto the super soft by the yellow walls on his tyres.
I think Brad's got a stop-go 10-second penalty as well, according to the indicator on the
too
screen.
quickly into the pits there, and he's given himself a 10-second stop go.
Back to the front. Jamin. Leading Peter Spearing by just under 3 seconds. Peter Spearing still has Sean Stafford on his tail there. Coming into turn 1. Doing corner.
These two do look like teammates, so you've got to be playing careful here. They want to overtake each other.
Oh, here we go. There's a move. Oh, then there's a touch.
Oh, contact.
They would not be happy about that.
Sean has dropped a couple of positions there.
And let's move Dara, not Dara, sorry, up into 4th position.
Now, looking at these lap times, these super softs have definitely come off the pace a little bit. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who'll come in and revenue set or wait it out for the last couple of laps.
I definitely think we're going to be seeing a lot more soft tyres in race 2 and 3 here.
And the gap from first to second is at 7 seconds, so Jamin definitely pointing the hammer down.
So I'm just going to run through that for you guys. The data that I'm seeing, Jamin's on soft, Peter's on soft, Branda's on soft, Hado's on super soft, Rod's on soft, Sean's soft, Ryandi's soft, Damon is super soft. So pretty much it's just Damon and Hayden on super softs, and everyone else are on softs.
That is interesting. Like, comparing the two drivers of Hayden and Damon, like definitely seeing different performance out of the tyres, out of the two drivers.
Here's Hayden now looking to try and get himself onto the podium.
Very nice recovery drive from him. I have to admit that's an epic drive from that pole, and unfortunately jumping the start to 10th.
Right back up into potentially a podium position. If it was me, probably would have rage quit already, to be honest.
Oh,
bit of contact.
Little tap.
Now you can see
will he
here.
give it back?
You can
Yes.
see he's not pushing too hard. Just another tap.
There's a little Morse code saying that he wasn't happy about it.
That's Hayden back up into podium positions.
And we've got Brad Mays serving his 10 seconds, it looks like, from the pits.
The next closest battle on track is Randy and Rod. So maybe Rod is starting to struggle on his tyres because Randy is catching him at a pretty quick rate. And this is for 6th position.
Oh, a little bit, he took too much curve in the entry there. That's unfortunate and spinning off. Jumping those curves and locking the brakes, and yeah, just the weight of the car spinning him around after that.
So guys, we've still got a good competition on here. Yep, with Hayden and Peter.
Peter had a massive lock-up coming into Hayes' shed. Hayden was trying to get around them.
And Hayden's just going to slip through the inside. A lot of understeer there for Peter. He's going into the pits.
With 3 minutes left, he's going in the pits. I wonder what's...
I can only assume his right front has probably worn down to nothing. We'll have to ask him about that after the race.
But what an excellent recovery drive here from Hayden, from last to second again.
It just proves that anything is possible.
Just proves if you don't rage quit, you'll still get a good finish out of it.
Yeah, and Damon having a massive lead of 8 seconds ahead of him, and I don't think Darren's going to quit on that yet.
No, it'd take a mistake from Jamin for anything to happen in the first 2 positions here.
And it also looks like Peter Spearing did get a drive-through penalty during his pit stop as well. So
so a penalty on top of the pit stop. That's got to feel harsh.
And it looks like Brad Mays has parked it for this race.
Yeah, that pit entry will catch a lot of drivers out because it's long, sweeping, and to try and get down to the pit speed limit and race conditions will be difficult for these drivers.
So Jamin's pulled out a 11.5 second lead over Hayden. So with 1 minute 40 left to go, he just has to hold on to it now.
Yep, and Hayden's crossed the line and actually went quicker last lap than Jamin, with Hayden doing it 129.3 to Jamin's 130.6. So almost well over a second faster.
So Jamin just
So-
exiting Honda hairpin now.
I was going to say, Alex, definitely no time. He can be going as fast as he wants, but with a minute 9 left, a minute 8 left, we've got 2 laps, and I don't think there's any way Hayden's going to get up there unless there's an accident from Jamin.
Yeah, I mean, we all know James been around for a while and pre-position driver himself, and with little mistakes. So I think you're right about that one. No matter how hard Hayden pushes, he won't catch unless Jamin has a mistake in the closing laps.
Good to see everyone's still on their main lap, except for those people that have DNF'd. Otherwise, everyone's on the same lap.
And so I lost lap now.
Wonder if we'll see any burnouts from Jamin after winning this race or not.
Pretty sure we will, to be honest. Pretty sure we will.
We'll see him do burnouts, and then we'll see Hayden crash into him. The classic R factor finish.
So Jamin just dropped out. They did a DNF.
Yeah, I just saw that myself. I was going to comment on it, like, I wonder what happened there.
Yeah, he had an accident around Siberia. Don't know whether he could have finished to get the points, but he's chosen to DNF. So
I think he's game crashed because I just got a notification on Steam saying that he's playing R Factor 2, so
okay.
his computer, the game may have crashed on him, which has got to be painful when you're already coming around in last place.
Well, it's still in Discord, so yeah, maybe his game did crash. But we'll check on him on the see what happened.
But we'll focus back on Jamin.
So we're coming into turn 11 now. Second last corner. Coming into the fast sweeper, turn 12.
Nice and clean, and take your flag.
There we go, race 1. Congratulations, Jamin.
And looking back, we've got Hayden about to come over the line. And it's not over between 3rd and 4th either. Here we are. And
oh, wow, Rod's making a move on the inside.
Rob's going to take it and take a cheeky 3rd maybe, drag race to the line.
Right.
And Rob,
Lucky for Randa, but lucky for Rod.
Rob taking 3rd. And little spin at the end.
Sean Stafford for 5th. Randy for 6th. And Pete's in the pits. It was quite a race. I think the driver, congratulations to Jamin. That was just an absolute ripper of a race for him. He just took control of it. Unfortunate for Hayden, but he made one of the best comebacks I've seen. From last to second. And then Rod Browning, the last minute run to, fantastic finish.
That was an epic finish between 3rd and 4th.
So we've got 10 minutes warm-up session until the start of the next race.
And we were able to ask Hayden what happened at the start, and see if it was lack in judgment about jumping that start there.
Or what we might do is just run a bit of a video. We'll mute our microphones. We're going to run a video, and then we'll come back with the race winners. Alrighty, welcome back. So we've got our drivers that we would like to speak to. We've got the top three. We've got Hayden, Jamin, and Rod. See if we can speak to them for a quick second.
They should be joining us pretty soon. Congratulations, J-Man. That was a great race.
Cheers, mate. It was a bit nearly lost it at the start there.
Yeah, I was just hearing in the group chat that you decided to get a little hot into turn one.
Yeah, forgot the tyres were still cold and just tried to go in there like it was a quali session.
So there were a few cars that went off at Southern Loop, or was it? Was it Southern Loop, or was it all turn one?
Yeah, turn two. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I went off a little bit. Yeah. But yeah.
And then you just put your head down and got on with it.
Yeah, luckily Hayden had that jump start, so that helped.
Yeah, we were gonna ask about that, but we'll come to Hayden and his start soon. But yeah, that was a great run. After all that, it's the lead time, the splits between you and second just kept opening and opening.
Yeah, I didn't bother using super softs. That was just on softs. So I don't know if I want to try super softs. I might for race 2. Just give it a go.
Well, congratulations on winning the first race back for Super 2, and we look forward to seeing how you go in the second race, which is a full reverse grid.
Lovely.
So you have to really push even harder.
This will be interesting.
Might be why he's looking at the super softs to clean through the field pretty quickly.
Might end up burning them up, trying to battle through. It just depends. See what happens.
Thanks, Jamin. And in second place, we've got Hayden with us.
G'day, Chris.
What happened at the start, mate? Tell us all about it.
Was that start delay regulation time? Because it felt like we were being held a long time there on the grid, and I panicked and well, I didn't panic, but yeah, just took off too early.
I told him not to stall it.
So yeah, the rest is history, I guess. Got put right to the back, and then actually ran wide on the hairpin on that first lap after that, trying to change some settings in the sway bar, and then just had to try and get my way back through the field.
And what a pleasure that was to watch. We saw you come through, make your way through the field, and you just kept chipping away, and then lo and behold, you made it all the way up into second place.
Yeah, and J-Man, I was catching you too at the end there, just saying.
Yeah, I saw that. I was on a full tank of fuel.
Oh, yeah, right.
So it didn't help.
Now, Hayden, we also realised that you were driving super softs in that race.
Yeah, it was a bit of a risk.
And did they hold up okay? That's what we're all wondering.
There was a couple of passes I had to make that were on that really pushed the tyres, that overheated them, and so I was a bit worried about it, and they did drop further than I expected. But there was still a bit of meat on them at the end there.
Okay, well, congratulations on your finish, and we look forward to seeing how you go in and working your way through the field in race 2 in the full reverse grid. So, thank you, and finally we've got Rod here. In congratulations on finishing 3rd.
Sniping 3rd on
Thanks,
the last
Chris.
quarter. Congratulations.
Yeah, I inherited it at the end, I think. It was a case of who made fewer errors. I made lots, but a couple of lads in front made a few, and I got back to 3. So always a case on the tyres, trying to make them last. And as we got towards the end, everyone's starting to wander around a bit. And the super soft thing always comes into it. I ran softs, which seemed okay to me, but then Hayden ran super softs. So there you go.
So does that change your strategy potentially for the next race?
No, I'll stay on softs and go from there. I'm just going to make fewer errors in the next one, I think. But of course, it's reverse grid, isn't it? So
it is the reverse grid.
Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, all the way through to the last turn onto the main straight again. That first lap's going to be pretty interesting.
Well, it was a pleasure to watch all the same. We should probably let you gentlemen get ready for your next race. Again, it's a 20-minute full reverse grid, and we look forward to watching you out there.
Yeah, thanks, lads.
So that was our top 3 drivers. And if we just have a look, I think we've got a couple of minutes left to go until the end of the warm-up session.
I was just going to say, we had Richard, our DUS admin, come in for a second, and I was going to ask him a few questions, but he decided to poke his head back out.
So let's talk about V8 Super 2. As we know, it is a older FVR mod. It's still one of the good mods of all time. It is a free download off Steam, and it has 3 manufacturers in it. It's got the Nissan Altima E33, the ZB Commodore Holden Commodore, and it's got the Ford Falcon FGX. As we know, this car has all these cars have basically the same engine, so it's 5-litre V8 naturally aspirated, producing approximately 650 horsepower, top speed of about 300 k's. There are different types of transaxles. Sorry, not transaxles. Differentials that you can change depending on the type of track that you race on. 112 litres of fuel are in these cars, which isn't an issue in this series. And again, all our drivers have got fixed setup. But they can adjust their fuel levels. They can change the tyre type, whether it's soft or super soft. They can play with the brake bias and the brake pressure. I think they can also change the steering angle of the steering wheel.
Yeah, it's and
rotation. I mean,
yeah, and depending on the setup, they can also do that externally.
Yeah, and the roll bars as well, which is probably the most important thing that you actually adjust on one of these cars is, and that's done in car. You can't actually do that from the setup. Yeah, that's what these Super 2 specs are. They produce some great racing. They're very tricky to drive. There's no question there. So there are other tools available to the drivers. You can turn on things like traction control and other ABS. If it helps you out, that's what this series is about. It's about learning how to drive these cars. So once you're confident enough, you can turn off those aids and go even quicker.
And I believe you get a weight penalty for each assist. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. So it might add a few kilos to your car for everything that you add in. But it also does, it helps you learn how to control the car a bit better as well, which is a learning, it's a development category. And it's also a category for those who can't make Saturday nights work for them for our main series. They can jump in here and have a bit of a race on alternative Australian circuits.
Yeah, which unfortunately the real life VA cars aren't driving anymore, but we can still enjoy them in the sim world and in this category.
So we're at the end of the warm-up session. We're about to go to race. We're just waiting for the session to kick over.
I believe some of the drivers have had a few questions for our admin team, and they've sorted that out. So,
yep, no
for
drama.
them. And yep, just wait for the session to roll over to race 2 for tonight. And this one is reverse grid. And here we go with the lineup.
Okay. All right, so it doesn't look like we're doing a full reverse grid here. It looks like it's a progressive grid based on the previous race. So here we go.
Yeah, there was a little bit of confusion in the...
And we're underway.
Damon taking it easy lead and with Rob in the back. Closely followed by Hayden.
Damon Carter in 6th. Making their way around Stoner Corner into Honda.
A little bit of lock up on the person in front of him. Damon make the corner. And also we had a little bit of a spin for Peter all the way down in 9th. He's coming into Honda now. And making a good start and on the T-shirt, exiting into the top 12. With a nice little train forming between the top 6 drivers.
So after lap 1, we've got Jamin in the lead, followed by Rod. Second, Hayden in 3rd. Sean Stafford in 4th, and Randa in 5th. And you can hear the drivers downshifting to reduce speed, staying off the brakes into turn 1, now into turn 2. Southern Loop, which is a 3rd gear, 130k an hour corner.
Yeah, the engine braking in these engines are pretty good if you don't need to jump on the brakes. And it looks like the top 3 drivers besides Rod is on the Super Softs. So Jimin and Hayden are taking the risk and running the Super Softs again. So,
Into MG, it looks like Hayden's closing the gap a little on Rod in second place. Fastest lap, 1 minute 28, set by Jamin. And I think Hayden just set a faster lap as well, 1 minute 27.
yeah, he did 127.8, and the top 3 drivers is pulling away from the field.
Riding on board with Sean Stafford in 4th place. So the top 3 remain the same, with Jamin leading, Rod Browning in 2nd and Hayden in 3rd. New driver in the field, McLean Linnett, is sitting down in 7th place at the moment, with Peter Spearing close behind in 8th.
So Chris, again, we've got Hayden and Damon showing up with Super Softs. It looks like they've gone on the same strategy. The question here will be though too, has Rod managed to set his fuel correctly? Because last race, when he got on circuit, it went to full tank.
Oh, so he was carrying a bit more weight than everyone
He
else.
was carrying, exactly. He was carrying a full tank's worth of weight.
Yeah, I believe I'm looking at live racer because I can't get onto the server itself. I think it's playing a little bit of silly buggers with me, so I won't trust any data of that one.
Coming into the last corner, McLean and Peter are battling it out. Down Gardner Straight. $270, 280k an hour. Down to 210 for turn 1, and now into turn 2. Southern Loop. Got to be careful here, it's an off-camber corner, which means the rear end will get a little bit loose as well on the exit. And you can see there that Peter has closed the gap. Oh, running a bit wide into Honda, but he might use that as a braking. A lunge down the inside, here goes Peter. No, is he close enough? No.
I think they might have touched though. That looked pretty close.
It was very close. If they hadn't have touched, it doesn't get much closer than that. Also looks like Hayden is getting very close to Rod. Let's jump on board with Rod. And Sean Stafford's not far behind Hayden now,
Yeah, I was going to comment that he was going to have a little bit of company at the rear end.
Now, I think
Chris,
if we set
Can
the
we go
Rod...
to
Yes, mate.
the sort of in front of the car view of Hayden?
Absolutely.
Chasing
Onboard
Rod?
view. There we
Yeah,
go.
that's perfect. And let's have a listen.
You can hear how careful Hayden is with his throttle application out of turn 2.
Ooh. They look relatively even. Like Hayden's a bit late into some of these corners.
Yeah, I was going to
Rod's
say.
getting a better exit.
Here we
Oh,
go.
no, here we go.
Oh, oh, no!
Oh, Hayden's taken him out.
Oh, not
Bit
too
of-
much damage is done there. No gamership, and both exit pretty well out of that. Could be worse. I was going to comment that Rod had might have been it seems like he was a little bit having dramas turning into some of these corners and missing the apex a little bit.
Hayden definitely stuck the nose in there. The question is whether he had enough, like whether he was up far enough.
Was he up to the B pillar?
And you can see Rod takes a wider drive through a wider apex through Southern Loop, which gives him better drive down here into Honda.
Maybe Hayden was trying to do a Chain Van Gisbergen from Simmons Plains on the weekend. Bit of a bump. Hopefully get a better runoff. They'll bump and run. But the only legal version of it, as I believe Mr. Scaife might have said.
Yeah, I still call it a bump and run. I don't. Yeah, it's a little bit of a grey area, unfortunately, with that one.
Oh, let's not get into the debate now, then, mate. Let's wait for the next warm up.
Yep.
The other thing that we're noticing with Rod is the rear end of the car is sliding just that little bit more, which might cause him a few dramas a bit later
Hayden's on the super softs.
Hayden is on the super softs. That's why he's driving so carefully. Here we go into turn 1.
Yeah, no, nice slipstream off Rob on the straight there.
Now look at the different driving lines here into Southern Loop. You'll see Hayden takes a tighter driving line. Nope, they're going to make a liar out of me. There we go. No difference at all. I think they're copying each other now.
Yeah, there's a few ways you can take that Southern Loop's line. Like you can do a double apex or just a single apex. And yeah, you can definitely see on the tyre walls that Hayden's definitely on the white wall tyre and Rod's on the yellow.
Now it almost looks like they are catching Jamin, because there's only now 1.5 seconds between Jamin and Rod.
Yeah, definitely get into that post second to Jamin, so might be saving a little bit of time for the last bit of this race. I'm not too sure.
I know this is very exciting, guys, but how are our other drivers going?
Absolutely.
This is making our way through the field. How about that?
Okay, so we've got Sean. He's currently 6.5 seconds, maybe 6 seconds, in regards to being off the pace from Jamin in 4th position.
That's a solid drive from Sean. He's doing very well out there.
Then only 10 seconds away from Jamin is Randa, which again, that's really good consistency. 13 minutes and only 10 seconds back. Heard someone is off at the moment.
Just saw Damon.
Damon. Yeah, Damon.
Damon go down in position.
Yeah. Pete was in 6th at 23 seconds. Damon in 7th now at 25.
Not having a very good weekend, night tonight, but he'll
No.
sorry.
McLean Lennott's pretty close to him. The way he's going, he might get taken, get the 7th spot taken from him and go into 8th. And then we've got Riandy Widdaja in 9th with only 30 seconds away. So everyone's on the lead lap, which is really good. Good to hear.
Yep, everyone's doing a good job, racing to their comfortable paces, and we've seen some good battles about to come about in the next couple of laps down to 7th, 8th.
So Jamin's starting to extend his lead out a bit more. He's now 1.8 seconds ahead of Rod, and Hayden is sitting behind Rod, just under a second behind him. But with 5 minutes to go, I think it's that stage of the race where you cool down your tyres, settle down for a second, take a deep breath, and then push as hard as you can toward the end of the race.
I don't think second and third are going to take those words too seriously as they continue the battle.
Oh, Rod running wide onto the final corner. Hayden getting a run down the main straight. And Hayden now moves into 2nd position. Let's see if Rod can hold him on the inside. No, it looks like Hayden's made the move.
He might set himself up for Honda. Get a little bit better drive out. And I don't think he's going to be close enough to take that position back, unfortunately. Seventh and eighth are coming closer together with Damon and McLean, sorry. There was about 2 seconds there.
So now the other thing that we learnt from the last race was that the super softs that Hayden was on were really strong toward the end of the race, right in the last few laps. Now we've got 3.5 minutes left to go in this race. Let's see what Hayden can do to close the gap to first place. Let's see if he can try and wrestle first position from Jamin.
Well, it just went over the control line, and Hayden did go faster than Jamin as per last race.
Yeah, currently with the laps, they're doing a pretty similar lap time where last race Hayden only had a second on Jamin. And currently Jamin's tyres are holding up. I think he's had a few less incidents. He's had an easy run up the front. But you never know, Haydo. Likes to pull rabbits out of hats.
He certainly does. He's known for it. You know, he wasn't our GT3 champion for nothing. He's an accomplished racer, very, very good racer out there. So, and I can see that he's moving into the 1.5 second mark on Jamin. So, I think he is going to try his best to unsettle Jamin right toward the end of this race.
Yeah, it's definitely no quitter. Even with the last race, he said he was still trying to catch him with a minute left. You'll definitely want that first position sometime tonight.
He thinks he can make it. He's going to break as late as he can. Let's just hope he manages to keep it on track and make no mistakes.
So on Jamin, let's talk about his real life experiences. He's currently doing Jim Carter sort of racing up in northern Queensland, if that's correct.
Yeah, Townsville. I think that's the only, he only does it at his local Townsville track.
And was fortunate enough to be a support category with the VS Supercars last year.
Yes, he did. He did, and he was in the race with Paul Morris and Dane. What's his first name?
Ronald.
Ronald?
Roland
Dane. Triple engineering.
Ronald McDonald.
Ex-principal. Yeah, Ronald McDonald, as he's known.
They're still 1.4 seconds away.
Yeah, he looked like he was closing up, but now it looks like he's probably cooked those tyres. Because this is the final lap of the race.
Yeah, pushed a bit too hard on those last couple of laps and needs to make it to the end.
Sort of in that spot where you
can
want to push.
Can we get the ninth for a second? He's going pretty slow down the back straight into A shed.
Alright, so here's Jamin rounding through Siberia for the last time on this race. Through Hayshed. And up into Lukey Heights. Over the crest as the tyres scream for one last time. Hard on the brakes into MG. First gear. Short shift out, get the traction. Turn 11. Oh, go easy. Try not to drift too wide because there is grass there. And then turn 12 for the final time. Race 2. Winner is Jamin, followed by Hayden and Rod.
I think we should touch on this. There you go. Yeah, fourth place. Can't pronounce that, unfortunately. Sorry.
Sean Stafford in fourth. Randa Hafis is closing in 5th position. Peter Spearing is now making his way around the final corner.
Followed by Damon coming around the last corner.
McLean Linnet in 8th position. And rounding up the final position, Randy Wajaya, working his way around. Final corner now. Onto Gardner Straight for the last time.
Congratulations to the top 3 again. Now, before I cut you off with that, I'm sorry about that. The overall winners of the nights get a wildcard entry into the main. If that's correct.
Yeah, absolutely. So what happens is in the main series, if positions become available, drivers in our Super 2 series can be offered the opportunity to enter as a wild card into the main series. It might not be every race, it might be some races, but the opportunities can arise for Super 2 drivers. So that's another reason to sign up to the Super 2 League, because the main series is oversubscribed. But the way that we've structured the league, you can you have 3 drop rounds just in case you've got other things that you have to do, and yeah, so that's one of the added bonuses of being or participating in the Super 2 series.
Yeah, it's a great reason to sign up and have a go yourself if you're interested in this type of racing and this category.
Well, the other thing is the mod. There is no cost to this mod. It's a free download, FVR 2018 mod from Steam. The tracks that we use, they're all free circuits. They're all been community built, and as well, R Factor 2 is a pretty cheap game. You can get it when it comes out on special, exceptionally cheap. I think the last time they ran a special, it was $8 or so. Normal price is around $38, $40, somewhere around there. And besides all your sim equipment, it's one of the cheapest series to get involved in.
Yeah, that's it. And like the only download content they have is the GT3 package and a couple of carts, which is a great addition to the game, I have to admit.
Yeah, look, the way R Factor 2 has got their DLC packages available that you can buy circuits, you can buy cars. They're not the cheapest, but the quality is exceptional, and we do use a lot of that paid DLC in our GT3 series. It's it's just a very premium sort of category, whereas this sort of Super 2 series is entry level. We want people to come in and have a try, have a drive, see how you go. It's all about learning, it's all about getting involved. So to round up the top 5 from race 2, Jamin in first, Hayden in second, Rod in third, Sean in fourth, and Randa in fifth.
The race before.
And we have another 10-minute break, don't we?
I think we've got some drivers joining us now live. So race 2 winner, Jamin, congratulations.
Cheers, guys. Yeah, it's pretty clean air up the front. Just had to stay away off the start, and that was it.
We did see that there was a moment there where Hayden was starting to catch you, and we were trying to work out if you were preserving your tyres or if you were just maintaining the gap, or if he was genuinely a threat to your pace out the front.
Yeah, I was preserving a little bit, but as soon as I saw Hayden coming, I hurried up a little bit.
Well, it was definitely a very strong showing, and congratulations on your first place.
Cheers, looking forward to that reverse grid.
In second place, Hayden Darragh, congratulations.
Thank you.
So how did it go for you? It looked like you worked your way through the field.
Yeah, so Rod got me off the start. I had a terrible start, just a whole lot of wheel spin. So lost that position initially, and then it took most of the race to get past him. But it was a pretty good battle, hard and fair, and managed to get past him with about 4 minutes to go, and just started to catch J-Man, and yeah, I think he just like he said, it was preserving or something, and then just managed to boot away at the end there, just the very last lap.
So
On
tell
some of
us
the
about the
onboard
corner.
shots.
Sorry,
Oh, yep.
Chris.
You
So
go,
tell us
mate.
about the corner where you and Rod managed
little bit of
to go
improvement.
side by side.
Yeah, that little love tap down off over the over Lukey Heights and then down. Yeah, I had a run. I could see that I was quicker than him around Lukey Heights generally, and I was able to balance the car on the rear on the accelerator, and so I just basically tried to time my run and got down the inside. I think we were up level, and we both turned in and it just came together slightly. So I don't know. Then I lost my momentum and he got back in front.
You got a fair way up there, but he is renowned for the angle or the way that he takes corners, etc. So yeah, it was a good little move. Unfortunately, didn't pay off for you though.
Yeah, maybe next time.
One other thing that we picked up from your onboard shots was how your throttle application was going, how carefully you were driving your car out of corners like Siberia, just trying to get the power down without spinning up the rear wheels. I assume that whole race you were just trying to keep those tyres as straight as you could.
Yeah, 100%.
Just to save them for the battles that you needed.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, once you overheat the tyres by spinning them up, coming out of the corners too much, it's very hard to bring them back because obviously you're coming into another corner, which is going to put load on the tyres. So yeah, easy on the right foot when you can.
Well, congratulations.
Time, yeah, thanks, Chris. I was going to say, considering the time, we should move on to Rod in third place. So, Rod, tell us about your race.
Hey, Justin. Yeah, I got third. I got a good start, and I was watching Jamin there in front, and I was close, but I thought I was wearing my tyres out, staying with him, so I started to let him go. I thought I'll just cruise. And of course, Justin was right there, and I thought, I don't know if I can keep him out. And then, yeah, we had a touch at one stage, and eventually he found a way around when I made an error, and he passed, and there was no paint exchange or anything. Nice, clean pass. So well done there, Hayden. Thank you. Yeah, and just managing the tyres to get to the end, I think, is the trick, isn't it?
Absolutely. It seems like some really good racing that you guys were having, going side by side. But congratulations on your third. Yeah, did you have any questions for Rod, Chris?
No, I thought it was fantastic to watch the race and see the battles unfold with Hayden, and I could see that the racing was very fair and very enjoyable. So, thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, thanks again, gentlemen. You guys go and get ready for race 3, which will be a reverse grid. And
thanks, Les.
Cheers.
Rich, how's it going? Cheers for Eamon. Rich, how's it going from a server perspective tonight? You with us, Rich?
Yeah, mate.
How's everything going on the server side tonight?
Oh, no gremlins tonight, mate. I'm
Yeah?
getting in tonight.
And are they being good on the microphones, being nice and polite?
I think the old Amiga watch on the server's a bit slow, mate, with that warm up.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's giving us the time, and we'll tidy it all up. But no, mate, the guys themselves, they're being polite, they're being friendly.
Good fun. Yeah, it was good racing.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you again for all the help that you provide us at Down Under. It's much appreciated.
No worries. Glad to be here.
So, with a minute 10 to go, we'll be jumping into a reverse grid race for race 3.
Yeah, I think some of the boys also learned from race 1 as we didn't see too many penalties come through this time around.
Yeah, absolutely, and we didn't need any pit stops either, which was good to see.
So yeah, like we said, like it's gonna be a revolving races throughout the night, and these boys are going to learn and take lessons and apply it to the next race.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why we like to do the reverse grid, because you want to give people a chance to be up towards the front and to experience what it feels like to have control of the race. or to be, vying with other cars around you. That reverse grid allows people to learn how to overtake as well as be overtaken, whilst they get their experience and hone their racecraft. So we really like the reverse grid in the Super 2 series.
Yeah, as a person myself, that's not really up the front there that often. Like, yeah, the pressure does get to you, lap after lap, and seeing seeing people in the rearview mirror just get closer and closer, and yeah, learning to even blocking to a certain point before before going. Yeah, I should probably learn pass now. I can't keep doing this.
Yeah, you definitely learn to, how to handle blue flags, how to let people pass you effectively, but then also how to race with those people too. So, what's going to happen if you do certain things? Hopefully, we learn from it, and it makes us better racers versus just getting frustrated and keep trying to do the same thing. But anyway, we're in a little timing for people to get onto the grid. This will normally be a little bit shorter, so just bear with us as we get the reverse grid set up.
I think whilst we're waiting for things to get underway, we just take a quick look at the schedule. Our next round on the 26th of April is held at Oran Park, and that will be the same format, 3 20-minute races. And it's a laser scanned version of the circuit, as the real circuit no longer exists. It's now a housing estate, unfortunately. A fantastic track venue for anyone who's ever been able to go to it. And then round 3, the month after, on the 31st of May, is at Morgan Park in Queensland, which is a track we haven't really raced at before. So it's going to be very interesting to see how everyone goes. And that's the Circuit K version of Morgan Park.
And there's the schedule to line up and get ready for race 3.
So the grid, we've got Randy on pole, McLean in second, Damon Carter in third, Peter Spearing in fourth, Randa in fifth, Sean in sixth, Rod in seventh, Hayden in eighth, and running up the final position, Jamin in ninth. And it's go.
Damon taking a risky move, taking the inside of the slower cars, and into turn 1 we go. Leaving the door open for Randa. Everyone making a nice entry, exit out of down loop and coming onto Honda.
Looks like Randa's making a move on Damon Carter. No, Damon Carter still holds the position.
Rod's worked his way through to, Hayden's worked his way through to fourth now.
I think
Rod's actually Rod got to fourth. Whoops, no, there's Jamin was off as well in the background, I believe.
Yeah, that's
that was making contact with McLean.
And that's what reverse grids can do. There's quite an unpredictable element to it, as faster drivers do try and make their way through the field whilst battling cold tyres and
got brakes. So Jamie will have a little bit of work to be done to get back up as we go into...
Randa on the outside of Damon. Can he hold it? Looks like he's holding it. And he gets the move done into Southern Loop.
Unfortunately, Damon leaving himself exposed there, coming to turn one, letting Randy come through there.
It's fantastic racing up the front.
Oh yeah. And you got a small little pack for 5th, 6th, and 7th behind them.
Well, Peter Spearing is about half a second off Sean Stafford there, with Rod close behind.
He will just readjusting himself into the pace again and keeping up with the different packs. Hoping for some more clean racing.
Peter Spearing on board, looking at the rear of Sean Stafford. You can see he has a little bit of a struggle getting the traction down, which probably closes the door for, or opens up the opportunity for Rod to pass. To turn one, no. They hold position.
Oh, Hayden made his way into this little pack up here in 4th position. Everyone fighting for first as Damon goes for a dive bomb down the bottom there and gives a little escort off to Miranda. Also allowing Hayden to pass as well.
And the stewards might want to have a look at that one, because that might have been a move that
warranted a redress. Yeah, so the stewards might look at that in post race, or give a time penalty to Damon during the race.
So here's Hayden now on the tail of Randy. See who gets the better drive onto the main straight.
Hayden definitely getting the advantage with the slipstream there.
Oh, looks like our friend Randy has run wide. Hayden takes the lead of the race. Damon Carter moves into second place.
Yeah, from Randy going down all the way back down to 3rd.
Rod and Peter are battling at the moment, going into Siberia. Looks like Peter's had a lose. It's onto the grass. Rod makes the move into 6th position.
Yeah, I was going to say we got like a big battle happening between 4th and 7th. Yeah, like that was a clean move by Rob. Going up the outside of Peter. Peter's eating it up too much. Rod now looks at taking 5th position out of the last corner. We should be able to see the different lines these guys take coming into Southern Loop. Yeah, Rod definitely taking the wider line to try and get more traction coming into Honda.
Sean Stafford closing the gap on Randall. Now down to half a second. It's right on board with Sean. Coming out of Siberia, up to Hayshed. This is flat. Should reach 6th gear. No, he chooses to stay in 5th. 3rd gear over the crest, Lukey Heights. Onto the brakes, into MG. Oh! And Randa has run wide.
Got his tyres on the grass on the left-hand side.
Yeah, that's what it does for us, and it's still there.
Oh, it's made the move back. And for good measure, Rod's there. Ready to pounce.
That was some good racing. At the grass from the shed.
Looks like Rod has got a pretty good run there on Sean. Coming out of Southern Loop. Going around Stoner Corner now. Let's see if he takes him on the brakes. Oh, wow. Last of the late brakes there. Sean on the inside of Randa. Going into Siberia.
Damon. Damon's down there.
So something's happened to Damon Carter.
And that puts Randy back into second. As these two fired out for 5th and 6th.
McLean's out again. And Jamin's still within striking distance here as well. Like he's 11.5 seconds off the lead. They're still pretty well bunched up.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at Hayden after.
Sorry?
There was a move happening up at.
Yeah.
It's coming into turn 1.
So Jamin has moved into 7th position now. He's gotten around Peter Spearing. And Rod is closing the gap on Randa.
What I was going to say is Hayden's now put out a 5 second, probably about maybe a 6-second gap after all those mistakes from the other drivers.
So into Siberia, turn 6. Getting the power down here is so important because it sets you up through Hayshed into Lukey Heights.
Damon must have something going on because he just let Jamin through.
Oh, Rod's off.
I was off and allowed Damon to come back. Tucked under that wing, coming into the last corner.
Bit of smoke off the tyres in front of Rod. That was Jamin or Randa.
It looks like
finally moving through the pack, up into 5th, considering he won the last race.
Yeah, unfortunately, he had that off in the first laps. So they definitely need to push to get back up there.
Yeah, exactly. He's taking it to Randa at the moment.
absolutely. And also Sean Stafford is is right on the tail of Randy in second place. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a move made there shortly.
And Hayden now stretching his lead into 11 seconds as he crosses the line.
That's a great battle for second and third.
Yeah, Jamin taking it on the inside in turn 1, coming into Southern Loop.
Let's see if Jamin can hold on to it. He's disadvantaged around that.
Would need to get a good drive into Honda.
It looks like Sean got Randy through Southern Loop as well. So a move into second place.
It's a good drive by Sean, coming into Honda.
Jamin's now up to fourth.
Oh, and there's been a big
Oh,
shunt.
Jamin
Oh, Jamin got a little lug tap on the rear.
was
Completely
up to fourth.
escorted off. He wouldn't be happy about that one.
Who was that took him out?
That was the Castrol car of, I believe that was Randa?
See how Damon's travelling.
Yeah, that was the Castrol car of Randa that went in the back of Jamin as they battle. Randa's swerving all over Damon as he come through Southern Loop. Let's see.
Through Stoner Corner. It looks like Randa's got a pretty good run here. Let's see if he can take him on under brakes into oh, here we go. Oh,
Yep.
I think he might have outbraked himself. No, he's made it through. Honda hairpin.
Nope.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh, and they've touched.
That's unfortunate. That's for the second lap in a row for Randa. And they go into redress. Does not seem like it as Damon lets Jamin pass.
So Jamin moves into 7th place. Let's see how Rod's travelling. Rod trying to make a move into 3rd. Oh, and they've touched. Going into the final corner.
It's a very exciting race 3 tonight.
As Rod exits Southern Loop, working his way around to Honda. Hairpin. There's 4 minutes left on the clock. It looks like Jamin is getting close to Randa.
Yep, and Randa should be able to nope. And it looks like Damon has some damage and is coming out of the pits.
Jamin are on the outside. There we are.
Yeah, that might be the redress for before
For early?
contact. Yeah.
Okay.
Fortunately, Damon decided to go to the pits, so might be able to make his way back up towards Randa.
Damon was on the super soft, so maybe they didn't hold out for him and he had to go and change him up.
Yeah, possibly. I didn't realise it was on the super softs. And now the field is spread out to very evenly. And
Well, let's see how Hayden's going. It's been a bit quiet up the front there, and he's built up a lead of 11.5 seconds.
that's chugging along at his own pace and just going to his delta. It seems it's been pretty consistent.
I have to
I
ask
think
him
Hayden-
about his livery this time. Normally has a nice special livery for us, a nice 53 or a Herbie Goes Bananas. But he's just got a
It's been nice and yellow mellow.
taken the Nissan. Oh, do you guys have mellow yellow showing up? No?
No,
Oh, you're joking. No, yeah, cool. He's got the
I'm
Nissan
joking.
Plus.
I'm joking.
Yeah,
It's
all right. You had me
been nice,
fooled.
yellow and mellow, and just give him to his pace.
Yeah, but yeah, he's running the Nissan as well.
Yeah, I got him in the plus fitness Nissan. Hopefully he'll get that livery going for next race.
Yeah, and hopefully he stays in the Nissan now that he's looks like he's going to have won one.
And another solid effort. Sean Stafford in second place currently, with 1 minute 50 left on the clock. He has Rod slowly closing the gap, but it might be not enough time for Rod to make a move.
I think we need a mistake from Sean. One and a half seconds to go.
Seems like he's
Oh,
got
sorry.
pretty tidy.
Randy in fourth position currently. He's 4.5 seconds down the road from Rod. Pete Spearing in fifth, 6.5 seconds down the road from Randy. Jamin is closing the gap on Peter Spearing, currently in sixth position. At this pace, Jamin may be able to work his way into fifth position. Randa, 5.5 seconds down the road from Jamin, in seventh position. And closing out the top 8, we've got Damon, who has just pitted, so he is a fair way down the road, 28 seconds behind Randa.
As Hayden comes across the control line to start the last lap.
Good to see that Damo didn't DNF this time, and he's going to finish to get the points. He was a little bit upset when he found out that because he didn't finish the first race, because it dropped out on him, he wasn't getting any points for it.
It looks like Jamin did make a move on Peter Spearing, taking fifth position.
Nice.
Heading into the final lap. The next battle that's going on at the moment is Rod has closed the gap on Sean.
I also reckon David might be storming up to the short's office about that little overtake that Randa did. See what the outcome of that will be.
It was good to see that Randa redressed Jamin.
Yeah, it took a few laps, but I'm sure it's did the right call there, and yep, got the redress happening.
Well, it's been a dominating drive from this man in the Nissan Altima, the number 7, Hayden Darragh.
Commanding lead of 11 seconds, 12 seconds, as he crosses the line. That was a great drive by Hayden. If we go back to these two, Rob might snipe a second again, but little drag race to finish as Shane takes third and Rob to third. Sorry,
It was
Sean
close.
second. Yeah.
0.1 of a second or thereabouts.
Randy, a strong fourth position finish. Jamin coming in fifth. Pete Spearing across the line in sixth. Randa in seventh. Damon Carter coming around MG at the moment, hairpin. Turn 11. final corner for Damon.
He's had a tough night tonight, Damon, the reigning champion. Hopefully he'll take the learnings and apply them to the next race.
Absolutely. It is very good to see Damon actually finishing there to the end. Sometimes after you've had a few offs, you are quite content to maybe finish up, throw the towel in.
So there we have it, race 3, all finished. Hayden Darragh, race winner. Sean Stafford, strongest finish of the night, in second, followed closely by Rod Browning in third. In fourth position, Ray Andy. Then Jamin in fifth, Peter Spearing in sixth, Randa in seventh, Damon Carter in eighth, with McLean Linnett, a non-finisher. It was a fantastic night of racing. Let's see if we can bring the drivers, the top 3 in, Hayden, Sean and Rod, and so we can have a quick chat to them before we finish up for the night. Joining us, race winner, Hayden Darragh. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Chris. Thank you.
Sorry, I just dragged you in like that.
Just came in halfway through you saying
it. Congratulations. That was a phenomenal win to finish off the night.
Yeah, thanks. Finally a bit of clear air, actually. First time for tonight, and actually see if I could stretch the legs of the little Nissan. And luckily for me, there was a few mistakes at the front of the field in that first lap, and I think even into the second lap, and that allowed us to get through to the front and just put in some laps to finish it off.
Yeah, because you were not challenged from basically the start of the race, and you managed to build up a 12, 13 second lead coming in toward the end of the race.
Yeah, good fun, yeah. So I'd also like to thank you guys at DUS. You always put on a great league and a great event, and it looks like this league is going to be no exception to that, and tonight's been fantastic. So kudos to you guys. Well done.
Thanks, Hayden. Really appreciate it. I don't know if anyone else has any questions for Hayden.
Looks like you need to get somebody else in here, though.
Also joining us coming in second position, Sean Stafford. Are you there, mate?
Yeah, mate. Yep.
Congratulations, mate. That was a fantastic finish, strong finish for you for the evening. How did it go for you?
And it's pretty tough, really, especially that reverse grid. She's a bit of a lottery. Just try and stay out of the early trouble and see where you come out the other side, really.
It's really what it comes down to, doesn't it? You've just anything can happen in a reverse grid race, and you've just got to try and your best to keep your nose clean.
Yeah, I find a lot of people just like to try and win it there in the first couple of laps, but if you can just get through the carnage and see where you are at the other side. Hayden managed to skip away, so he was well and truly gone, but I knew Rod was gonna be coming once he got around and just had enough laps in me, really.
And how was the pressure from Rod? Because he was definitely closing in on you at the end there.
It wasn't too bad. I think another lap would have been a little bit stressful, but the last couple of corners, I just needed to put the car in the right spot just to make it as wide as possible. I wasn't too worried about getting the speed. Just keep the car in the right spot, and he can't get around then.
Yeah, nice one. And finally, just on the tyres, how was your night on the tyres? How did you go? Did you find that the right front took a huge punishment, or how did you find that your tyres respond?
Yeah, mate, that right front cops it brutally. I don't know how those guys did it on the super softs. I'm normally not too bad on my tyres, but that was terrible.
Well, congratulations once again on finishing second, and we really look forward to seeing you join us again at the next round, which is going to be held at Oran Park. But yeah, congratulations once again.
Thanks, mate.
Finally, in third position, and seems like a bag of thirds for tonight. Rod, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, 3/3. But class act in front there tonight in race 3 was Hayden. He just ran off, and Sean, congratulations on him on that one. He said another lap it might have been different, but catching and overtaking are two different things. So, as he said, he just made sure his car was in the right place. I don't think it would ever got round him. So, considering I had a spin on is it Honda hairpin on the first lap, I was lucky to get back to third, I think. So overall, though, I thought the racing tonight, all 3 races, was excellent. Generally, a pretty good feel there. We all had the challenge of making the tyres last, and the racing was, quite fair, I thought.
Well, congratulations once again. A fantastic night of racing, and yeah, look, it's really glad to see you come out, and look forward to seeing you race with us at the next round in Oran Park.
Yoo-hoo.
Sound fantastic there, Rob.
Yeah, well done, guys.
Yeah.
See you next round.
That'll be good. I'm looking forward to Oran Park if I'm still around.
A bit of history. It's a housing estate now, of course.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Were you lucky enough, Rod, to do some laps around Oran Park when it was still around?
Yeah, I did. I didn't race there, but I used to work for Holden, and we did some driving displays there in between the races. And yeah, just places like the Flip Flop, just amazing. And I always was surprised how close the good guys went to the fence coming onto the straight at that, big concrete wall, and they were skimming it or sometimes leaving mirrors there. Really great track.
It's also it was a fan favourite as well. You could see so much of the circuit, and they used to pack that place full of people. It was an amazing venue.
Yeah, it was a great circuit. It was a long way out of Sydney once, but the town grew and it had to go, unfortunately.
Well, thankfully, we've still got it in R Factor 2, so we look forward to seeing you there. Congratulations once again on an awesome night of racing.
Yeah, and guys, admins, putting all that on together, thank you for that. We all appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Enjoy your evening.
Catch you later.
So that rounds off the racing for tonight. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and thank you to fellow commentators Justin and Alex, and also thanks to Jacob for joining us earlier this evening.
And thanks to you too, Chris. You put on another good show.
It was epic night of racing, and thanks for putting us on.
All the best, and see everyone next time.
See ya.